Hey, Mark Duncan here, aka the Fund Coach, and I empower nonprofit leaders with the skill and confidence to secure big gifts from wealthy donors. And today, I want to talk to you about the Spelman gift. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, and you've been under a rock the last 24, 48 hours, Spelman College, an HBCU institution for women, received the largest gift that an HBCU has ever received for $100 million. And before I get into this, first, I know if there's anybody from Spelman watching, even if you're an alum, you should be taking a bow, right? I want to congratulate Spelman on this transformational gift. This is going to be a game changer for Spelman and likely a game changer for HBCUs. So, congratulations to Spelman College on the significant gift. I also want to say congratulations to the donors. And so, the donors of this gift were longtime board member Rhonda Stryker and her husband, William Johnston. He is the chairman of Greenleaf Trust. They have significant capacity and they made this gift of $100 million. And so, congratulations to them. And also, a big thank you to them for two reasons. One, for the gift itself and what it's going to do for the institution and the students that it serves. And second, thank you for being the example that other HBCUs and other nonprofits, which I will get to in a moment, can use as a way to understand how they too can secure a transformational gift for their institutions. And so let's break this down a little bit and talk about what we can learn from the Spelman gift. Okay. So here's what we know. We know that Rhonda Stryker, the board member, Ms. Stryker, has been on the board since 1997. 1997. That's more than 25 years ago. So, again, this is not something that just happened. There's been a long standing relationship. And the fact that she serves on the board, she is clearly invested in the institution and its advancement, which is wonderful. My point here is that this gift did not fall from the sky. And I think that if you are hearing about this on the news, you may think that these donors woke up the day before yesterday and said that they were going to give $100 million and wrote a check and gave it to the president. I guarantee you that is not what happened. This gift did not just fall from the sky. So let's look at the facts here. She's been on the board since 1997. In 2018, they made a $30 million gift to Spelman, the largest gift to the institution at that time. In 2020, they made a $2 million matching gift. And then today, here we are, 2024. Incidentally, the 100th anniversary of Spelman is this year. I'm not sure the exact founding date, but they were founded in 1924. It is 2024. So they're about to celebrate their 100-year anniversary, and they got a gift of $100 million. This was no accident. I guarantee you that the donors have been in conversation with the college about this gift for quite some time. Couldn't tell you how long, maybe a couple of years, maybe a year, maybe just a few months. But I guarantee you that there have been significant conversations between the donors and Spelman College before this gift was announced. My point here is that when it appears like a gift falls from the sky, I guarantee you there was work done. And so if you're a nonprofit leader and you may be looking at the Spelman gift or any other gift that you read about that seems to come out of nowhere because of, it's announced in the press, you don't know all the details. And also know that work has been done to get there. And my point here is that if you put in the work, you can also secure a transformational gift for your organization, whether it's a college or university, whether it's hospital system, or most importantly, from my perspective, whether it is a small to mid-sized nonprofit organization that is on the ground doing fantastic work for the people that you serve. You are also worth $100 million in terms of your organization. And my point here is I want you to understand and believe that, but you have to put in the work. Spelman put in the work. I guarantee you, this did not fall out of the sky. Again, I don't know anybody in Spelman's fundraising department. I don't know anybody in the advancement office there. I don't know anybody who works at Spelman. So I'm not coming to you with inside information. I would be surprised, however, if what I'm saying isn't true. I'd be very surprised. That I'm sure there were conversations that took place. Now, let's take a look. Let's break the gift down. $25 million of this gift will be used to develop an academic focus on public policy and also focus on housing, improving housing on campus, so facilities and the like. The remaining $75 million will be used to establish an endowment to create scholarships. Now, let's take a look at that, because that $75 million isn't going to be spent down. Let's be clear about that. That $75 million, otherwise known as the corpus, right, or the principal, is going to, for the most part, stay intact. It's the income that will be generated from the endowment that will be used for scholarships. Now, let me preface this by saying I do not know Spelman's endowment policy, but I can tell you from experience a standard operating procedure for a policy for endowment. Typically, once the endowment has been received and has been invested and it sits for a year, 4.5%, that is typically 4.5 to 5%, is what is typically used of the income. 4.5, 5% of the income, or the 4.5, 5%, sorry, of the endowment is used for scholarships. So if you take $75 million and you take 4.5% of that, it's going to earn more. It's going to earn more. Even in this economy, an endowment like that could earn up to 8, 9, maybe 10%. Okay. But only 4.5%, so perhaps half of the actual earnings, is what you use conservatively, because you want to make sure that you are staying in line with what the market will bear as it relates to the investments. Now, I'm not an investments guru. I can tell you how to raise money. That I can do. And I can also tell you how an endowment is typically used. So let's take a look at 4.5% of $75 million. That comes out to $3.375 million that would be available every year for scholarships. Let me repeat that. $3.375 million would be available every year in perpetuity for scholarships. So I'm not sure how many students that will serve. I don't know Spelman's tuition, don't know what the policy is for this particular endowment. Are they giving out full rides, half rides? What is the criteria? Don't know any of that. Don't know any of that. I can only tell you what they have announced formally in their press release. But nonetheless, $3.375 million in perpetuity is a lot of money and can help a lot of students. And here's another thing. That $75 million is going to achieve organic growth. So I mentioned that the 4.5%, again, my disclaimer here is I don't know Spelman's endowment policy, but a standard operating procedure is 4.5% of what's earned, right, is used for scholarships or used for the purpose of the endowment. But in this case, it's scholarships. So that leaves money left over. It could be another 4.5%, 5%. That money now gets rolled into the corpus, which only adds to the $75 million. And now next year, when you take the 4.5%, you're taking 4.5% of a larger pie, which means that $3.375 million is only going to get bigger. And then I'll throw one more thing out there. Unless these donors said we don't want anybody else giving to this endowment, which I highly doubt it, Spelman College can now use that endowment as leverage. And when I say leverage, I'm talking about more about from a credibility perspective to secure money, more money to add to that endowment. So now they can talk to other alumni, other potential donors, other stakeholders about adding to that endowment. So now you have a $75 million endowment that is only, it's going to grow organically, but it can also grow because it's receiving more gifts. But it didn't happen overnight. Spelman put the work in, I guarantee you. And if you want to understand why relationship fundraising is so important, then take a look at what's happening at Spelman and learn from it. And understand that these big gifts don't fall out of the sky. They require work, and that work is about building trusting relationships between you and potential donors, and also knowing when the right time is to ask for that gift. And these are repeat donors. This is not a one-time gift. I told you at least what I know about what they've given already prior to this $100 million. And there may be more coming too. So I wanted to talk about this gift and encourage you as a nonprofit leader to understand that this did not fall out of the sky. And that if you put in the work, you identify people who have capacity, add those folks to your board, build trusting relationships with them so that they see that what you're doing as a leader and the impact that you're having on the people that you serve is worth investing in a big way. And then here's the most important part, is that you have to ask for that gift. Now, I don't know if the donors offered the $100 million or if there was a plan in place for the institution to ask for that $100 million. My hope is the latter. My hope is it's the latter. I just, because of the 100-year anniversary, the size of this gift, the statement that it makes to Spelman alumni, to HBCUs, and quite frankly, the world about how powerful resources can be and the impact that can have on the people being served when you do the right things. Build trust and relationships, make the case, make the ask, close the deal. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I wanted to sort of take this opportunity to put this in perspective. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Happy to engage further on this. I think this is a fantastic thing. We should all be celebrating this, but it should also be an encouragement for you that if you put in the work, you can get there too. And as always, this fundraising thing is never about the dollars. It's about what the dollars do for the people that you serve. That's what's happening at Spelman. Congratulations, and peace and blessings to all of you. Thanks.